Well, hello everyone, DJ Brettley here. I'm about to prepare for a wedding, and I've gotten a couple emails from people that want to see how I prepare for the weddings I'm a part of. So today I figured since I'm preparing for one already, I might as well bring you all in and let you see how I do my wedding preparations. So, before we get going, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And away we go. So the very first thing I do is I actually print all of my online information. And that's my info sheet with bride's information, groom's information, day of contact, where the venue is, who the officiant is, any other email or information I need to know is right here. And as you can see for this one, I'm working with Volkman Photography, Travis Volkman. He's the one who's taken all of my press pictures that I'm using right now. But then you'll see I ask about video number, or anything like that in my sheets. From there, anything else I'm going to need to know about announcements, so on and so forth. And from there, what kind of setup the couple would like from me and what they've requested, my uplights, and I will even ask them what their wedding party is wearing, which it cut off on this. But so I just don't go dressed looking like a sore thumb. And I already know where everything's at, so I've made my notes on the front of this book as to what equipment I need and what I'll be wearing for the wedding, so I don't stick out like a sore thumb, as I was saying. But that's the first thing I do when I'm preparing for a wedding. Now, obviously, the next thing I'm going to do is go through all the emails from the couple, and I keep all of my emails pretty much sorted out in this manner by date of and name of the couple. So for this one, it's this year. I will crack that open and you will see all of our correspondence we've had, and I make sure to keep very close track of all of that just so I can refer back to any of the emails that we've had. And for today, for example, in some of the emails, it has links to her Spotify, which has the ceremony tunes as well as what they want for the march and the reception. Now, I'm not going to use Spotify for any of it, but rather than have to print up lists, they're able to drag and drop songs into a playlist and then send that over to me, and I can do with that as I please. So there's that portion of it. And then from there, as I, go through after I've gone through all of our emails, I will go back into all of this. And one thing I do in preparation is contact all the vendors I'm going to be working with. For example, Elegant Outcomes, and that's the photo booth company. Olivia Walker is their owner, and I chatted with her, and I know Lydia is going to be their attendant. So I will check in with her the day of, right before the photo booth is supposed to start, make sure she's ready to go, and make that announcement when I need to let people know the photo booth is open. But then from there, they give me all of my musical information I need to know, songs. For the ceremony, I had to write that over because my printer cut it off for some reason. It might have been my settings. But I've got all of this to work with. And so then from there, I will go into iTunes on my computer. And this is how I prep all of my music first. I will go into iTunes, and I will make crates for each one of their specific parts of the day. So ceremony, dances, the march, and the reception, I have separate crates for. And once I'm done with those crates, I will back them up to all of my computers, but I don't do it through iTunes. I use Rekordbox because I use Rekordbox Pro. And I have used Rekordbox for, 5.5, 6 years now. But with Rekordbox, all of your music is available through the cloud, and I'm going to show you that. If I want, I can put any of my music on the cloud in Rekordbox, and here you have it. It's available on any one of my computers that I have Dropbox synced to, which is a great tool for when I'm preparing music, because now I can just transfer those playlists to each computer off the cloud. It's wonderful. If you're a DJ and haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you do, because it also transfers the music with your cue points. But anyway, That's this portion of it. Now for today's, for the wedding I'm preparing for, my couple has put all of their reception music in Spotify for me. And if I look at it, you can see it's definitely a lot of the stuff you've heard in my sets, but it should take me almost no time to prepare by simply looking at that and dragging and drop the songs in my iTunes into the crate I made for them right over here. From there, like I said, it's a quick transfer over to Rekordbox and we're good to go. The other thing I'm doing is because they have a big grand march. For example, I will show you this. They have a huge grand march. I think there's 9 couples, all of them with different songs. So what I'm doing now is, because that's going to be harder for me to read and I use bifocals to read, I'm going to actually pre-type it for myself along with my script of the day for their wedding, and I'll show you that as well. And that script is blown up, and I won't read it word for word, but this is how I plan what I'm going to say for every wedding. Now, I will probably memorize this or a portion thereof. Then from there, I'm preparing this, and then I'll be able to blow this up so I can read it properly, because I'm going to mix all of this while announcing it. And maybe I should let you see that too. But that's the next portion of how I prepare for a wedding. Now, I will go through all of this and make sure I type in any announcements that I need. For example, the dessert announcement at 6:30. We have that. Their speeches, yes, they want announced. So I'm ready to go here. I will put all of that into my script right over here. From there, I'm looking at all of their music, and there's been a change. And this is why I use light paper, because I can cross everything off and redo it day of, or they sent this to me a couple of days ago that I had to make some changes. And they gave me a great note. And if you don't take the notes couples are giving you when you're preparing, you're a fool. They're big Badgers fans. This gives me a library of music to work with. Now, I wouldn't say a library, but an extra few bangers that are popular in UWM down in Madison. Obviously, Jump Around, but there's a couple other ones. I will put those into my playlist for their reception. And these are their first dances. However, their first dance is first, and normally I do the mother-son last. This time we're doing the father-daughter dance, because they have something super cool planned. And then from there, if you'll notice, no real extra stuff except for the bouquet toss, which has been more and more common. No, for me anyway. No shoe game, no anniversary dance, no dollar dance. And when I do it, it's not very long, and there haven't been that many of them as of late. It's just been, let's get married and let's get down to the party. Now, here's something I want you to see. Some DJs might flip out or lose it, but this is what I'm allowed to play. Rock, party rock, country, top 40, and oldies. That's all I get. So, and luckily they give me a plethora of music they want to work with. So I'm not going to veer far from it, although I might quick mix some of this, because there's some songs that no one wants to hear the entire song through. For example, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Wagon Wheel, Wannabe is in here. Like with a song like Wannabe, I'm only playing the first verse, chorus, the rap, and the last chorus, and I'm done with this song. That's all anybody cares about with that song. But if you look at some of the old classic ones, you really can't get away with cutting Sweet Caroline. However, Hey Ya and Shake It Off, I have a cute little mashup I like to use. So I'm only playing 4 minutes between both of those songs at best. Cha-Cha Slide, that's another one. Nowadays, I won't go to that song unless it's on a playlist or from a request. I don't like playing the group and line dances anymore, but I do when they're on the playlists. And that's another song I will cut down to 3 minutes, because it's a wedding song and I don't want to cut it too short, but I cut that down. There's no reason we need to play all 6 minutes. People get tired, they want to change. And we could talk about mixing it another time. But thanks to TikTok and the quick mixing phase of how DJs are, mashups, now you've got to be on your toes. But if you can look at this playlist, I am ready. It's almost everything I have is in my computer already. So I'm pretty much ready to go. But that's the long and the short of how my back end prep is for weddings. And one thing I will always check, they said song requests are allowed, and I don't have a do not playlist. However, since they only requested certain genres and gave me a huge playlist to work with, I'm going to stay very close to it all. And this is how I import my music for weddings into Rekordbox. I pull up my iTunes playlists in Rekordbox, and it's simple. From here, I hit Command. I take my mouse, obviously, hit Command, click it, and there it pulls up this window, Import Playlist. And that's it. I do that to all my playlists. And then I will do the opposite and export them to my master hard drive that I share with my other computers as well. But yep, that's the long and the short of how I do the back-end prep at my desk for a wedding. From there, when I go out to the garage and pack my gear, I check all my cabling before you see me get on camera. I clean my totems or anything off because my gear's in the garage. It may get a little dusty and windy from the outdoors when I open the big door. And from other things I do, I make sure all my things are charged a few days in advance. So I plugged all my lights, my Donner dongles, and my Halo Bolton when I got back home from everything I did on Tuesday afternoon. Today I'm going to go in there, unplug everything, recase everything, and make sure it's all packed in order and ready to go for my wedding on Saturday. Because tonight I'm at Animal House and I'm using a completely different setup than I will be this weekend. So I have different cable cases and whatnot like for that. But that's the long and the short how I prepare for my weddings. So hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to ask me any questions y'all ever want. You can drop them in the comments or shoot me an email, djbretley@outlook.com. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed.